Hey y'all, thanks for checking in with Euclid Mining. Today we're going to be going over my Alibaba experience. Recently I did a couple unboxings. I had a S17 Plus, I had a T17, and I also had the L3 Plus Plus. So we're going to go over do a little review on this and where I am on it. How about that? So let's hop over here. And the first one we're going to look at, let's see, is this one right here. So this is the company that I bought the T17 and the L3 Plus Plus from. Now the L3 Plus Plus, I plugged it in. When they had sent it to me originally, they said they cleaned it. When I got it, it was overheating. Started to look at it, and I initially put on some ventilation attachments on my L3 Plus Plus, and when I put the fans back on, I flipped one of them. So instead of it being sucked in and blown out, it was sucking in and blowing in this way. So I guess it was sucking in on both sides. So it was trapping the heat, and it was overheating, and I didn't understand much about ASICs, but I had enough sense to understand that it's overheating some reason. So I went down there, and from other videos I've read and other diagrams I've seen of these, you can tell when they say that you should feel, a tremendous amount of air being blown out of this machine because you have it being sucked in and then it being pulled back out. So I didn't feel that. So I flipped the fan over, turned it back on. I felt the suction on the back. I could feel the heat being blown out of the front. I went upstairs, tried it, and it worked great. So when I got theirs and I had the same problem, I went downstairs and I looked at the fans, and immediately I could see one of the fans was flipped over when they must have put it back together, and it was pulling in on both sides. So I flipped it. Fan worked well. Miner worked well. It runs a little bit slower on the same settings than my original L3 Plus Plus. Not by much. I'm running at maybe, what am I running? 626 on one, and the other one runs at 19, 620. So it runs just a little bit less. The power is almost identical. So, with that little bit of variance, in the scheme of things, I considered myself lucky, and I put it behind me. So that one's working, and it's out there in the garage, crazy town. Still haven't set it all up, but once I get it set up, it'll have a nice home. But it's working. And then we're going to go into the T17. So the T17 has some problems. So I was looking around trying to find someone who fixed it that was mildly local to me, because I didn't want to ship this giant machine because of how much it would cost. And if I'm already looking at a machine that's not functioning properly, I didn't want to spend more money to find out that it was a lost cause. So I looked at the logs. I'm trying to read the kernel logs. I'm trying to learn those myself because I've never looked at one before and I didn't know how to read it. So I've been doing a lot of research on it. I'm starting to understand it better, and from what I could see on it, two boards were not working, and one board was working. So I looked around. I found a shop that was not local, but in the whole scheme of things, it was hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I live, and that was great because I was just going to drive it out. So I called them and drove it out to their shop. They're East Coast Mining. They're out of Tryon, North Carolina. The guys that worked there were amazing. I brought the machine in. They hooked it up, tested it. They came to the conclusion that two boards had minor problems and could be fixed. They charged a very reasonable rate. I thought it would be, I'm going to this place thinking I'm going to spend, another $1,000 repairing all these machines. I think I got out of there for about $360 for the repair. So overall, I'm not upset about it. The machine, I believe, was 1100 when I got it because the market was down so hard, and I consider that a good price. So even though it needed an extra, 360, that put it at 1460 for the machine. With the profitability right now, I'm not worried about that. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay that I had to spend the extra money, but I'm okay if I didn't get, any money back from this seller. So I'm working with this seller now before I open a dispute, and I'm going to see if I can get them to refund me partial money. They did talk about sending me another unit at a discounted price because for money reasons, I guess it works out better for them. They probably get them super cheap, and they're just beefing the price up so high that, even if they lost half on it, I'm sure they're still making money. These people have, thousands. I mean, these machines are everywhere right now. So especially in China with them having to stop their mining, I can't imagine that these things aren't just, overwhelming warehouses at this point. So anyway, I'm working with them to try to get some money back for that. And if they stonewall me, then I will just go to Alibaba. I did get it with Trade Assurance. Now, when I did talk to the guys over at East Coast Mining, they did their best to hold it in, but they said don't hold your breath for any money or Alibaba to do much. In their opinion, Alibaba was just a place to join people together. But besides that, Alibaba is really not involved. Now, I haven't had to open up Trade Assurance ever. So I've only dealt with them just a couple times. So this will be my first time with this, and we'll see what Trade Assurance does. And I'll make another video on that. But for now, I'm working it out. Now, you only have 30 days after you receive the item to apply for the Trade Assurance. So I only have, another week left. So if I can't work something out the next day or two, I'll just apply for the Trade Assurance and see what happens there. Like I said, even if nothing happens from it and I have to walk away, beaten up a little bit for an extra $360, like I said, I'm not horribly upset about that, though I am, but you get the point. So let's move on to the S17 Plus. So this machine was provided by this company. So actually, let's go back to this first one here real quick. This is them here. This is the T17 and the L3++. So we can look at their reviews. Like I said, you want to check these things out. I mean, Trade Assurance, they're verified. They're 4 years been in business with Alibaba under their platform. So at least they're mildly established. They have, when you look at their overall, how many transactions they've done, now I'm guessing they could sell individual little USB sticks and they could sell 1 million of them and say they've had 1 million transactions, but I'm not sure how it works. Again, don't, believe everything you read, but, well, whatever. So they've got a 4.4 out of 5. I don't know, not horrible. I'm not upset with that. That seems reasonable, so, and then again with, looks here, annual export, they're doing, 5.6 million, verified, Trade Assurance, been with Alibaba 4 years. I thought they were good, but here we are. So I will keep you updated about this company here. As you can see, they have the 4 orange diamonds right here. So that's their performance. I believe that goes 6 levels. So, again, 4 out of 6, 4.4 rating and so on and so forth. You never know. I told you that in the video before, that you're rolling the dice when you click the button. And that's all I could say. So I will be doing Trade Assurance. They, if I can't work something out within 3 days of Trade Assurance starting with the supplier, then they will start their process and tell you what their opinion of this is going to be. I can still dispute this with my credit card, so I have that avenue as well. Again, I believe I have 30 days. I have to check that for sure with my credit card. I'm sure your credit card might be different, so look into that. But I believe I'm 30 days. Well, I'm going to assume 30 days minimum. So I'm going to look into them and see about my credit card. If I'm not seeing that my Alibaba Trade Assurance dispute is going in the right direction, I'll make sure I reach out to my credit card and confirm what my window is for disputing something. And hopefully there's a little help there also. I don't have American Express, but I do know American Express does offer pretty aggressive disputes. When you put one in with them, they will fight most heavily for you on your side. So I don't have American Express, so I got a Visa. So we'll see what Visa does for me. Anyway, that's the company here. I would say their name, but I don't want to disrespect Shenzhen. Anyway, this is them here. So as far as they go, you're going to, take your chances here. The next one is this one here. They've been in business for 2 years. Let's see if their profile here, ratings and reviews. Let's get that loaded. Here we are again, 4.3, 165 reviews. People have bought several of their miners. They've been happy with them. I will say that I did buy the Z9 from this company previous, and it came in, though it was dirty, it did work well, and I haven't had any problems with it. So, I was already feeling confident with that one unit, so I stepped up and I went to this next unit. But the S17 Plus that I got from them, so I brought that in to be repaired as well when I drove out there, and they looked at it and they said 2 boards were dead. They were beyond repair. They had had several repairs prior. It wasn't worth fixing. They said it would cost you more money. You would have to pull off every single chip and start testing every single connection on that board besides the chips, and figure out where the problem is, and then start replacing everything. They said by the time you were done, you could have bought another one of these machines. It wouldn't be worth the money. They said one board was working, but that was it. So it's an S17 Plus with one board. So it runs, I think, at 73 terahash. So that's what, like 24-ish terahash each board. So right now it can run with one board at around 24 terahash, but that's all it's doing. So that one cost, I forget exactly, I'm going to have to look that up, but it was a little over $2,000. Again, at the time, Bitcoin had dropped off really hard, so I got it at a good price. But now these same machines, they don't even have those. I can't find many of those online. But even when I look at the other ones, the Pro or just the S17, they're selling for $3,000, $3,500, $3,200 in different places. So you're looking at over $3,000. I got this, and that's something at I think it's 53 terahash. This one was 73, so obviously much stronger, much better machine, and I bought it for around $2,000 plus shipping. Excuse me, I just had lunch. Plus shipping, plus the Alibaba fee, plus the credit card fee, and all the pluses and pluses. It came to more than that, but I bought the machine itself for around $2,000. So it was a good deal because the price was down. It wasn't a great deal because they were selling a broken machine, even though they did. At the time, it just seemed like the price was right because of how low it was. Everybody was selling their machines a lot lower than they are currently because Bitcoin has just jumped up a whole bunch. So that machine, two boards won't work and aren't going to be repaired, and the other one is a crapshoot at best. So that one I opened up already, Trade Assurance with Alibaba. The other one I'm going to do, I just haven't done it yet because I sent them the option for repaying me for those repairs. So if they did agree to pay for those repairs, then I wrote in the email, I said that I would just consider the matter closed at that point and I'll take my chances. But I already know that the machine is going to be repaired properly because these guys at East Coast Mining, like I said, out of Tryon, North Carolina, they, straight shooting and no BS. They tell you how it is. And I tell you what, I like that. I don't need to be, coddled. That's it, They tell you how it is, and they fix it the way it's supposed to be fixed. And they're right here in the States. They've got great reviews already. I suggest you check them out. If you live local, I'm sure you can work something out where you can take your machine in like I did. But a great bunch of guys. And that's all I can really say. I'm very happy with the outcome. Like I said, I expected going in there paying a lot more money. And like I said, I think it's $360 I'm getting out of there with. So I'll take it. Even if I don't get any money back from Alibaba, even if I get the shaft on this deal, I still think at the current profitability that machine would be worth it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. Let's just take a look. That T17, that's 40 terahash. Like I always go down just straight to Bitcoin. That's 1035 a day profit. So what is that? 13. So that's 300 and what is that going to be? $310 ish, a little bit more than that. But so even $310 basically in 1 month, I would have paid off that repair. Now I didn't calculate that in when I bought it. I bought it when it was going to make $10 a day. Bought it for like I said, what was it, $1,000, something right around there. So I figured, I'm looking at 3.25 months. Now I'm looking at more of a 4.5 month ROI, return on investment. So still, like I've said in other videos, if you can get 4-month return on your investment, I think that's pretty good. I can't think that that's not a bad deal on something that will then just continue to make money. So 4-month ROI, I said 4 months is in my opinion great. 5 months isn't bad. 6 months you better like what you're doing. 7 months you really better like what you're doing, and 8 months. Where is the market going to be in 8 months? And if you know that answer, you should give me a call because I'd love to know. Yeah, that's that. So, but if you can even get 3-month ROI, I mean, I can't see how you wouldn't take advantage of it. So anyway, I am going to get that T17 fixed, and that will be that. The other one, and then of course the L3++ is working and working well. It's making money out there now. So, this one here is the one that I got the the S17 Plus, 73 terahash, and that's the one that is, completely failed. Now I will say this, and this is something you really got to take to heart. Each one of them sent me, a video of the miner. Now what they did was they showed the screen of it mining, and they showed the hash and everything going on. They showed the date in the bottom right corner, and then they went across and they showed you the miner itself plugged in, and obviously working. Now, I can make you a video right now. I could put both of my L3++s out there, and I could turn, both on, but I can have one of them running poorly and one running great, and I could come inside and I could show you the one machine that's running great, the one that, you're going to get. And I could show it to you and you could see the serial number. You're like, okay, that's the machine. And then I show you the screen and I say, look, it's running perfectly. But I'm really showing you the other miner. How do I know what the IP address of that machine is? I would say the only way to do that is for someone to go onto their computer, and like I did in my L3++ setup video, where I set it up from start to finish, from opening the box to mining with it. I showed you a program that I used, and that was let me see here if I have it, the advanced port scanner, and I'm going to bring it up right here. That's advanced port scanner that I've used. I think it's a great port scanner. Tells you IP addresses that are on your network. Super simple to use, free, so we love it. And with that one, if they were to scan the network and show that there's nothing there except for that one machine, I guess they could scan another segment of the. Anyway, how do you tell? They're all. Look, there's no guarantees, right? Like I said, I'm doing this from my job. I'm paycheck to paycheck, buying more and more things to build up what I have, and it's been slow going because I've been spending a little extra on these rather than buying the GPUs, which are still super expensive. And with Ethereum ending, to get the return on your investment, it's going to take a couple months. It would take you right up to the end, probably, of Ethereum, when it's going to end come January, to recoup the money on how expensive these cards are right now. It'll probably take 4 or 5 months to recoup the money. And when we're already at, August 12th, you got September, October, November, and December, and you got half of this month. So that's 4.5 months. So with 4.5 months, you might just get there and pay those cards off. But then Ethereum goes away, and of course, like a lot of people and a lot of things that I've read, Ravencoin seems to be the one that we'll be migrating to. But even buying more GPUs is kind of scary for me right now because of how expensive they are and the lottery that you get with them. You don't know what somebody on eBay is selling and what they've been doing with them. They could have been beating the hell out of them mining, overclocked the daylights out of them, kicking the fans 100% and trying to burn these things as hard as they could go. And then, when they're finally starting to see a little bit of the degradation, they're saying, oh, hit them over on eBay, there you go. There's your card. And you don't know that in a month they may burn out and then you've got no recourse. So that's another problem. So, you roll the dice unless you're buying brand new. And unfortunately, I can't afford the brand new. And I'm still doing stuff, paycheck to paycheck. So anyway, the next time you need to look up sucker on the internet, just come watch my video. It's a little quicker probably. Maybe I'll put a timestamp on here so you won't have to scroll through it. I took a chance, guys and gals, and pay the price. So with Trade Assurance now going through, we will see what Alibaba will do for me, and hopefully they'll get this ball rolling quick enough. I did this Trade Assurance just now, and again, because it's 1:45 here, that means it's 1:45 a.m. for them, so they're asleep. When these people come back into their office in the morning, I'm sure they'll get a notification that I've opened a Trade Assurance. I'll see if at that point, I don't know if you do Trade Assurance, if it goes negatively. Obviously, I'm not going to leave a good review for these people, so that won't be a good thing. And we'll see. We'll see if that might change their mind. I know on eBay, nobody wants to get bad reviews. On Alibaba, it seems that most people here are shysters. So I think that maybe they don't care. I don't know. But we're going to find out. And I will do a review on that. So, with all transparency, that's what these videos are about. And I don't have to come on here and tell you that I'm a dumbass, right? But I want to be transparent, and I want you to see exactly what I'm going through, so you can make better calls than I am. I'm doing this and taking chances to get to where I want to be. And once I have a couple more miners going, maybe if I had one more rig and maybe 2 or 3 more miners, I will feel more comfortable than spending that extra money to buy GPUs and to do these extra things. But until I can really acquire the parts that I want, I don't have fans sending me free GPUs and motherboards. I don't have suppliers sending me, S19 machines. I don't have any fancy, LEDs and work studios to come to you by here. You got me in the corner of what used to be part of the exercise room now that I have, because I'm just a regular guy trying to get, trying to fight my way into this space, and I'm certainly fighting my way in, and I am certainly taking a beating on the way. But I have been moving up the ladder slowly, but I am getting there, and I will be more involved in this because I want to be in this space. I enjoy this. I enjoy working with computers. I enjoy learning about this. So anyway, once again, a super long-winded video about how miserable I am with this nonsense going on because of this one machine. If it was the T17 that was non-fixable, obviously it's half the cost of the other one by $1,000. So I would still be upset, but I'm even more upset because of how expensive it is. So let's hope that Alibaba comes through for me, and that these, and again, I don't want to disrespect the name, so I won't, but this is their name here, right there. They only have 2 hearts or diamonds, and probably should have noticed that earlier, but I didn't. So I broke my own rules. So guys, leave me some comments below. Be gentle, okay? And give me a thumbs up, make me feel a little better. I just started the channel a little back, so I'm still trying to get a couple likes on here. So, all right, I appreciate you checking in, and I will have an update soon on where we're at. Thanks for watching.